just like some magic potion. You filled me with emotion. You control my very soul. You got me voodooed. You knew the goddess Venus would start this love between us.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Alyssa. I'd like to apologize in advance if I'm acting odd. I am anxious right now because I haven't done one of these in a hot minute. So, sorry, but today, I'm probably wondering why I just held this praying mantis up at you. We are going to be making some cool earrings while I tell you embarrassing stories from my childhood. I had no idea what to do for this next video. So here we are with this. Hope you have a good time. But let's jump in. Hope I can stay on track. So I tried brainstorming stories that I could tell that would be entertaining of times I embarrassed myself. Most of these are from when I was a kid, but I could only really think of two. So since you probably don't care about having to look at me while I tell these stories unless I make some sort of funny face, I'm just gonna zoom in on the earring making. Okay, hopefully this is a good enough shot. I'm working with what I got. So, I'm going to start off with the first story, which probably is not as funny as the second one. So, when I was younger, we used to live at this house. I know, intriguing. But we would play with the neighborhood kids, me and my sister. And it was these three girls, and they lived with their dad in this lady who wasn't related to them's house. I don't know why, but yeah, we would hang out with them, and sometimes I would go over, or they'd come to my house, whatever. You know what? Let's try something else. Okay, I think this is a little better. I just got a pillow and I'm now laying on the floor instead of sitting on it because I kept having to like lurch forward and it was uncomfortable and it sucked. So, where was I? We used to hang out with these girls and they lived with this lady. This lady was kind of weird. Went over, they like invited me in. It was just them. The lady and their dad wasn't home. And we hung out for a while. I think we watched like Robot Chicken or something, which I don't know how I watched as a kid because I can't even watch it now. Their dad and the lady comes home, and it turns out I wasn't even supposed to fucking be there. So they were like, sneak out through the backyard, sneak out through the backyard. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And having always been an anxious ass kid, I was not having that. And yet, there I went. I still snuck out through the backyard. So I end up sneaking out into the backyard. My heart is pounding. I am anxious as fuck. I'm gonna get caught and yelled at, right? So, basically, in order to get to the fence, you have to, so like, here's the back door, we'll say. Here is the house, and then back here is the fence, okay? And right here where the fence is, there's a huge ass window right here where the wall is. So I had to sneak out this back door, come around. There was nowhere to really hide unless I wanted to like stay over here by the wall, by the glass door where I could also get caught. So I just kind of went and I stood there and their dad was in the house already and I started to panic. So I fucking went for it and went out the gate. Unfortunately, the lady was there and I got caught and she started to yell at me about how I shouldn't be running through people's backyards, and she was gonna tell my parents and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not good with confrontation. I'm not good with being yelled at by authority. I still cry. So I went home and cried. And that's something that haunts me to this day. Yeah, I think about it all the time and I cry and cringe. So I don't know if that was really an embarrassing story, but that's something that happened that I think about often. Anyway, so story number 2, which is probably the juicier one. Actually, you know what? Let's save it. This one time, I was in like 6th grade and I sat at the very back of the classroom. I fucking bent over. It was the middle of a lecture. And I totally busted ass, and everyone turned around and looked at me, and it was the worst thing ever. So yeah, there's that. Oh my god. Also, there's this one time I did theater in high school. However, as I have mentioned probably a couple times, I was a very anxious kid. Theater, when I really got into it, kind of helped me break out of that a little bit. Not much, as you can probably tell. But I used to be very quiet, very shy, and very weird. And it was very hard for me to make friends. This was like my junior year in high school that I joined theater. But anyway, this isn't even. I was in junior high when this story took place. This is just another embarrassing, weird thing that I did as an emo, weeaboo ass 7th grader. I remember seeing that I had drama class, and it was the worst news I had ever received. I did not want to take drama. I was not outgoing in the slightest. I hated being up in front of people. So why would I want that? There's this game. I think I saw it on like had seen it before I even joined theater. It was on Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's called like House Party or something. Basically, this kid or somebody is the party host, and there are a couple kids, I don't remember how many, that like show up as guests to the party, and they have to they have to act as something or someone, and the guest or the host has to guess who they are. Now, I never went up. I always wanted to play this, never went up, but this one time I had the nerve, the bravery to finally go up and play. And I was like, oh my god, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be Pikachu. Don't know why I picked Pikachu. Was never that into Pokemon. But I was like, they'll totally be able to get it. This isn't gonna be hard at all. And then I fucking go up and I might feel my heart stop. There's like kids with all looking at me when it's my turn, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. So like in the quietest little fucking weird high pitched tone, I start doing the Pika Pika Pee thing, you know how Pikachu talks. And no one knew what I was doing, and everyone looked at me like I was fucking weird, and that's also something that haunts me ever has haunted me ever since it happened. But this last one, in the 2nd grade, I had the biggest crush on this boy. Um, we'll call him Adam. We'll call him Adam. Not that he'll ever watch this, and I don't really need to protect his name or anything. It just feels better this way. Anyway, I had the fattest crush on Adam, and I was like, you know what? I'm cute. I should totally write him a love note. That's a terrific idea, isn't it? Yeah, I was in love with this boy, and I'm cute. And okay, when I was little, I had super thick curly hair, and it was down in my butt. It was so thick and heavy that it would give me headaches, and I eventually had to cut it off. However, my whole life have been told how pretty my hair was. So, naturally, when I put it down, I was like, wow, I'm the cutest. I'm in my full form. Like, how could he say no to me? So, oh god. I remember fucking staring at this kid with my hair down, like making what I can only say are like flirty second grade faces. I can tell you or show you what that looks like now, but probably very fucking embarrassing. So that happened. I remember that. I don't know if this is quite tied to the love note thing, but anyway, I was like, I'm gonna write him a note and it's gonna say, hey, I like you. Adam, do you like me too? And I was like, I'll have kids pass it to him in class. It'll be great. Nothing could go wrong. I was like, okay. Also, this kid was kind of chunky, and I was also a chunky kid, so I was like, as someone who knows my plight, how could he reject me? Yeah, I wrote this note. I remember feeling so nervous as we were in class. I passed it. It got passed around, and then his friends intercepted it, and it was the most nerve-wracking thing. And then, guess what could possibly happen? The worst thing that could have happened, and the teacher intercepted it. And she wasn't very nice. She actually wasn't even really there during the school year 'cause she was pregnant. So we had lots of substitutes there whose names were, I shit you not, one was named Mrs. French and one was named Mrs. Fry. I don't know why I'm telling you that. I just thought it was fun. Anyway, she intercepts this, and I get in trouble, and everyone knows about this love note. It was so awful and so embarrassing, and then he didn't even get it, first of all, and so I'm friends with this kid. His name, we'll call him Steve. Steve comes up to me after class, after I got in trouble and was brooding alone during recess by myself being sad, and was like, hey, let me help you. I'll write another one and I'll give it to him. I don't know why he wanted to help me, but I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I guess. And so he did, and then I got back a note to make matters worse. Also, I believe I got in trouble again for the notes, and I was like, I didn't have anything to do with the second one, teacher. Please leave me alone. I'm already embarrassed. To make matters worse, I get a note back, and I still remember that, like, terrible second grader penmanship saying, Alyssa, I do not like you back, or something along those lines. Yeah, that's how that ended. And I still had the fattest crush on him for some reason after that. Also, this kid lived right across the street from my great-grandparents, who lived right by the school, so I would see him all the time. And also, his friend lived on the other opposite end of the fucking street. So, I'm surrounded by these kids, surprisingly, who didn't make fun of me after this incident. It just kind of happened. And yeah, he never really talked to me again. So that's cool. Hope you enjoyed my stories. Thanks for coming, watching me make some earrings. Hopefully these will be in the shop by the time this is posted, if you want to purchase them. Link for that is in the description. I'm trying really hard to post a video every Sunday, so hopefully you want to come back. Thanks for hanging out, guys. See you next time.